What's up, guys? It's Grant Britton here, joined by Cameron Harbachuk.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back.
We're going to give you guys the back nine of Round 1 Coachman Classic 2017. We had a pretty good start, good and bad. We saw some good putts, some good drives, also some pretty nasty spit outs. So we're going to get into this back nine. But before we do, we got a couple cool highlights to show you from the front nine. We'll introduce some of these players again on our featured card, and then we'll get right to it.
Yeah, I would imagine with this back 12 with the course being a little bit easier, you're going to see a lot of these guys trying to attack the course and make up for a little bit of that misfortune that they had on the front half.
Yeah, we're going to see some of these guys string some birdies together real quick. Yeah, this was one of the more spectacular shots, that drive on hole 1 from Aleskey Bubis, park job. Wasn't there a CTP given from one of our local players, AJ Muniz, on that hole?
Yeah, AJ actually sponsored a dinner for two at the Opal Sands in Clearwater, Florida. It's a beautiful 5-star restaurant out on Clearwater Beach if you're ever in the area.
Yeah, that's the wedding I stayed at when I got married.
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, give it a run if you're ever in the area. It's a great place. AJ's a great guy, great supporter of disc golf, and I've heard the food is pretty good.
It's amazing. It's good food. All right, here we go. It looks like we're going to be jumping right into hole 7 we're on right now, which is the first water hole. We got a creek to the right. Not really a water hole, but Coachman has the famous creek that runs down some of these holes, and it's always in the back of some of these players' heads. So typically we're going to be looking at just some smooth hyzer shots, 334. Hopefully not going in too early or pulling it too far right. And that's what you want to do. Pretty sure that's Destin's FD3. Here we got Charlie. Ripping out a smooth hyzer.
This is going to be one of the crazier shots you're going to see in your entire life. Because why would you take the hyzer gap when you can just throw over everything?
I've never even seen that attempted.
Yeah, that's just insane. I mean, it's really hard to see from the camera, but you have a pretty wide open gap here down this right-hand side that Josh is just absolutely laced. It's probably about 40 feet wide, and Trey decides to go over the top. And Josh parks it.
Very nice shot. Alexi likes throwing Firebirds, Thunderbirds, T-Birds, so I would assume that's one of the three.
Good run there by Trey. Alexi with the jump putt again. He's been on fire.
That's 2 in the last 5 holes outside 40 feet. With awkward lies. You know, that one, he had an uphill stance, and 2 holes ago with the palm tree right in front of him.
Yep.
Very nice.
Yeah, shaking off some of that rust. Ooh, some course pro love there for Mr. Charlie Goodpasture.
He knows he got away with one right there.
There we go.
My thing is, if it goes in, it was a good enough putt. Yeah, that was a great drive from Dustin. Trey cleaning up. Only 3 on the card. Some nice putts. Wow, look at that. It's tightening up a little bit. 7, 6, 6, 3, 3. All right, this is one of the more technical holes on the course. Now we're going to come up to hole 8, 330, but it's a 90-degree dog leg left. Wow, we got a lot of pictures of this one.
Yeah, this is a really hard hole to birdie. You've got to hit this gap here off the tee pad. Usually these guys are throwing something overstable, something fast. They're trying to clear that palm tree in the middle.
If you look low.
Yeah, and you can see it skipping. You've known you've thrown a good shot. This is,
oh my God.
Charlie looks like he got away with one there. Looks like he snuck through a little bit. But this is an extremely difficult hole to birdie. I would say probably one of the toughest birdies on this hole. You got to throw a good shot, and you see how far that's got to skip. Josh is still probably a good 45 feet away from the basket.
That's a great shot, though. Yeah, anything looking at the basket inside 50 it's a good drive.
Yeah.
A little high from Alexi.
That seems to have been Alexi's miss so far today. And it looks like it worked out pretty well, but all of his shots that have kind of gotten away from him look like they've gotten a little high on him. Trey is way early. That's
not what you want, yeah.
Yeah, that's not where you want to be on this hole.
The good thing about Trey is he's got so many different options throwing that he can hopefully get out of trouble.
Ooh, catches that tree. He's going to be about 45, 50 feet short still.
This is one of the holes where, you know, you can be throwing an upshot from anywhere.
Yeah. Trey for par.
Come on.
Just a little right.
Yep, you called it, Cam. 45 footer. Ah,
front page.
Good bid. Yep.
Yeah, this is one of those that if you can manage to get it, it's a good birdie. You're definitely picking up probably a half a stroke on the field by birdieing this one. Dustin's probably just going to pitch this in and clean up real quick. Good putt by Dustin. Probably a little disappointed being that close to the basket, but
Trey cleaning up his bogey, unfortunately. It's still a hole that these players all want to walk away with the 2. It's not like 3 doesn't feel that great, and you know, I think on any other field, a 3 is, you know, gaining a stroke, but in this pro field, you know, you want all the 2s you can get. And this is a very 2able hole, especially with the time of the year. This is skip season.
yeah.
You know, so. But here we go, hole 9. You know, another one of those creek holes, very gettable, only 295. Pretty open to the right side to lay out a hyzer over there. The one thing about this hole is there's usually a headwind on this hole.
Yeah, almost always you got a headwind.
And it makes you want to do that right there. It makes you not want to put it over the water too much. And unfortunately, Dustin's going to have to most likely settle for a par.
Yeah, most of these guys are going to be throwing overstable mid-range or overstable fairway drivers, just like Charlie is here.
There we go. That's how you trust the disc.
Yep.
That's probably what was that ace rate? Oh my gosh, off
That
the base.
probably is an enemy.
Enemy, yes. It's kind of like a banshee.
Yep, very overstable.
Very slow and very overstable.
You can see that wind.
Josh has one of his overstable mids in his hand. I wonder if he's thinking about going up to a fairway. See if he commits to it.
Wow.
That's pushing over. He needs to get
Come on,
back.
Get left.
He needs to get back. And that's going to be close. Oh,
no.
The official ruling.
Yeah, that's the tough thing about this hole. That headwind starts ripping, you start second guessing, and you throw a shot just a few degrees off flat, and you end up in the creek there.
And with the disc being upside down, that's a pretty good indication that it did hit land. So hopefully they give him the right call and give him the putt from up there.
Yeah, if you're going to miss this hole, you want to miss it exactly where Aleskey did. You want to throw something overstable enough that it goes over the basket and finishes left, pin high. So that way you're not messing with that OB at all. Trey threw a little bit of a straighter shot. I'm kind of surprised to see something like that from him.
Yeah, so besides Charlie, some pretty rough drives off the tee here. Let's see if anybody can can these putts. Aleskey from about 40. There
Ooh, Aleskey
goes.
in the way of the camera, but
Yeah.
still making the jump putt. He should just land intentionally outside the circle on every hole at this point. That is amazing. Trey, airball. Good
Josh.
3 for Josh, taking the OB stroke and making the putt for 3.
Trey cleaning up his par. Charlie just with a 8-foot putt for another 2. So nothing special, but you know, Charlie's an 8 under par. Shows you what you can do on this course. You know, just the main thing is stay away from the bogeys, and the birdies are going to come. And here we got hole 10. Just a really good technical shot. Straight, you know, you want just to finish a little bit right, but you don't want to turn it over too much. And that's the tree that you have to miss. That is the guardian tree. It's one of those holes that if you're not decisive on which side you're going to square that tree up every time.
Yeah, there's 2 main routes on this hole. You see Aleskey taking that a little bit further right of that tree in the center of the fairway. Then there's this left outside route that Dustin always takes.
I like that route the most because then you
Yeah.
can trust your disc just to hold that line the whole way over.
Yeah, and that's parked. That's just a really pretty shot by Dustin.
Josh taking the identical, maybe a little bit too low. Getting some groundwork.
This is one of the few holes at Coachman that has a little bit of a ceiling, and this is unnecessary. This should be illegal. This should be.
Yeah.
This is just not. This isn't human.
Yeah, that's you don't look at that when
No.
you show up. Even if you have a thumber or a tomahawk, it's
That is crazy.
yeah. That's
That is a 450-foot distance shot right there. I mean,
because
that is
the
incredible.
trees are so much closer than they look on camera. You have to get high really quick. Oh, Aleskey with a great upshot. Yeah, a fun fact about Trey, we went to a local course around here. Nice putt by Josh. Cypress Point Park. They have a par 5 about 860 feet, hole 16. And he went tomahawk, park job eagle as we get the reverse angle. Whoa!
Oh, wow. Getting some basket love that he wasn't getting on the front 12. Great camera work, great putt. Great job by the basket hanging on to
That was a really cool angle to catch that disc hang out on the back rim as Charlie is just continuing to lay it down.
Oh, no. That's an uncharacteristic miss from Dustin there.
And that's where Dustin's gotten better, is stepping up and making those comeback putts. You know, he would always either joint those or pull them right, hit them high, and you know, that's one thing that's why Dustin's rating is slowly going up, because he is cleaning up his shots a lot better than he used to. So, and here we go. We got, you know,
I don't think enough can be said about what Trey just did on that hole. I mean, that's just amazing. That's something you do not see from everybody. That's a once in a lifetime shot from a once in a lifetime player.
I think that's it for the tomahawk. It's got to be. All right, so here we go. Hole 11. Charlie's taking this turnover route that's not very common. It is pretty open, but for Charlie's game, it's very consistent for him. And here's another unorthodox route.
Wow.
Turnover sidearm with that yellow Firebird.
Wow, great shot.
Yeah, he's going to be 25 feet away from the basket.
Yeah, the preferred route is what Josh is probably going to throw here, which is this hyzer around the outside.
It definitely has the most trees to hit, but it just, off the tee it lines up the best.
Yeah, it really flows well. Here goes Aleskey on the outside, following Charlie, maybe a little high.
I've noticed that this route you see a lot more through the open field. Wow, we have them all taking that.
That's a great shot. That's parked for everybody.
Those were some of the best putter or mid turnover shots in this hole I've seen. There we go. We might have a star frame here. Yep. Nice putt from Aleskey. As Charlie just keeps it going. Yeah, very quietly sneaking into those double digits with a lot of golf left. Pretty much the whole back nine. As Josh knocks it in his two, and Dustin to clean up the star frame. Man, that's a good hole to star frame. That is a very, it's a scary hole when you walk up to it. You want to birdie it because of the distance, but, you can hit a tree early and have it pretty hard up and down.
Yeah, it definitely has some of the more trees than most of the holes out here.
Yep, and as we walk up to one of the longer distance holes, but still, in that fairway, long mid-range distance, you got that creek. Oh, there's one of our local squids swimming in there.
Thank you for your service, squids.
I'm pretty sure he might be help spotting on this. This hole requires a spotter, not only for finding the disc, but for giving spots for where they go OB. Charlie taking out that rival, that honeybee rival. A little bit early left. We'll still have a putt in there.
Yeah, over the past couple of years, we've had some trees fall down on this right-hand side here that has really made this hole kind of this low hyzer shot that you've seen a lot of these guys take. There used to be a few trees there that would kind of force a more of a hyzer flip straight shot, but now these guys can be a little bit more aggressive, take it out over that creek with something overstable, and have it skip back in.
Yeah, this was one of the harder holes in the course, which That looks to be OB. Those lilies come up pretty high. Aleskey ripping on a very nice shot. Needs to get back early. Oh man.
Wow. That water is pretty close there.
I think that might have scared Dustin a little bit more to the left than he wanted to go.
But that's the miss. You know, a lot of these water holes, if you miss left pin high, it's better to be there than to be pushing on that right side.
Oh, is Josh safe? I didn't see an OB sign on the screen. Look at that. They're gonna have to make a call on this one. Yeah, so you know, in disc golf, the group are the officials. So if something's close to end, the group has to come by, make a call, determine what your stance is, and if you're OB or not OB.
Yeah, and as a TD, it's really tough because you have players that will come up to you asking for a ruling. And, you know, at the end of the day, the player gets the benefit of the doubt. We're not out here trying to crucify anybody or ruin anybody's day. So, you know, as a TD, I'd like to see players kind of use their discretion and give each other the benefit of the doubt on a call. If it's close, you know, tie goes to the runner. Let the players play, and let's not try to penalize anybody out of playing good golf.
We got Aleskey, I guess. He's going to be trying to save a 3, which
Money.
he does. Oh, I guess.
Chain out ace on hole 16 there? That's what that... Oh, yeah. Looks like a chain out ace on hole 16.
Man, good thing Aleskey got that putt off in time and didn't get distracted by that chain out.
Josh for 2?
Oh, man. I bet if Josh was OB, he would have made the putt. For some reason, you know, those circle 3s mentally want to go in more than those 2s. Charlie finally taking a 3.
Dustin with a nice birdie putt.
Yeah, there we go. That's 2 in a row for Dustin after missing that short putt back in hole 10.
I think that orange disc is his PD there. It's either his PD or he's got a flat top Firebird that's also orange.
Definitely his PD. Dustin, we have a local handicap here, and Trey.
Oh, wow.
Man. That, yeah. Yeah, Trey's a very competitive player. But back to Dustin. Yeah, that PD, a fun fact about that, he hit our $500 birdie fund about a year ago, and this was the last hole, and he pinned with that PD.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and the cool thing about that was 2 days before he left for Emerald.
Wow.
So that cash was much needed.
Yep, and huge shout out for Dallas Kessner, who I think was the one that chained out that ace on hole 16. Good friend of mine, and stayed at my house. So shout out to Dallas.
Give him a buck. Hole 13. You know, this is probably, I would say, top 2 or 3 easiest hole in the course. You know, just a straight putter shot. You got a sidearm gap. You even got a right side little flex overstable shot. As Dustin comes up a little bit short.
Yeah, the only real trouble on this hole is the parking lot is OB. That's about 25 feet to the right. But other than that, pretty much most of these guys are going to be looking for 2.
And those trees that they're hitting, that's putting them right at circle's edge. So, you know, the first trees that come into play are still inside that 45-foot mark as Trey.
That circle's edge there.
I think that yellow Firebird has been working all around for Trey. That's what's been keeping him alive, that and that thumber. Or tomahawk. This hole used to have a branch that ran straight across the fairway, and all these high putter shots would not work.
Yeah.
Unless you're going over the branch, which was a tight gap. But that's pretty much the play. Just throw a putter up in there and let it glide to the basket. I think these guys are bringing down my average a little bit for second easiest hole in the course.
Yeah. Unless Charlie can nail it. Oh, he almost called it. It's a good run by Charlie.
Let's see if Dustin can keep these putts going in. Oh, just tailed off a little bit left. Oh, man.
Trey's laughing it off a little bit. He knows he's missing some opportunities.
Lex. Yeah. And this course, what makes this course challenging is you know in the back of your head that the rest of the pro card are probably getting these holes. So you know, you instantly always think, every hole you miss, you think you're losing one to the field. So on a course like this, you want to mentally just move on to the next hole, every hole, and just, you know, worry about the stroke that you're on. As Charlie's giving Dustin some
impromptu mid-tournament lessons on how to putt.
Charlie's actually, his company is sponsoring Dustin Rouse. He's a Team Pure Line player.
Yeah.
There's the hat right there.
Yep, there's the logo.
Here we go, hole 14. This is another nice 2 to get. You pretty much just want to hit that gap right off the middle, right there around 150 feet out, and have the right height, and you should be sliding through the basket. As Dustin lets go a little bit too low. There are some poking oak routes to the right that you'll see some shots get through. Charlie hits the gap. See if that doesn't hyzer out too much.
Yeah, interesting note. That sidewalk there that Charlie just landed on about 5 years ago would have actually been OB. Previous years, we've kind of decided to let that be in bounds and let these players attack it a little bit more, and I think it pays off. I think these players really enjoy coming to this course and being able to put the gas pedal down the whole time. Josh gets a little right there. He's over over by 18's tee pad.
Aleskey just a little too high, and probably was hyzering out a little early anyways.
It's like Justin Dar. Shout out to Justin Dar. Gave him a little bit of the dirt treatment over there by hole 18 on Josh's disc.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for that guy.
Yeah, good guy though.
Nice up shot from Aleskey. Yeah, this round's almost over, so these guys, the last thing they want is to string pars together. They're looking to, you know, most likely birdie out these last 3 holes, or these last 4 holes. Some routine up shots, and then we got Charlie for a 2. A little downhill putt.
Just high. Dustin looks like he's taking relief from that storm damage there. We had to, there's actually a giant hole back there, so we had to mark that a little bit of safety relief, so that way if any of our players went in there, they could get a safe stance. So it looks like he took advantage of that. Oh, Trey.
I'm pretty sure that was Charlie's first back-to-back pars on the original side of the course.
Everybody else is going to clean up their pars.
Yeah, Trey already went ahead and spoiled me. He said, "Will you please just commentate my front 12 and not edit my back?"
It's all right, Trey. We got you on hole 10 there, bud, with that ridiculous tomahawk over the trees.
Yeah, and he's still sitting 6 under with 4 to play. You know, definitely can get close to that double-digit range, which is, you know, anywhere from 8 and above, you're not shooting yourself out of it. So he's hoping for a couple more birdies to finish out. Dustin going to one of his more stable MD3s. This shot favors a nice little flex off the beginning with an overstable mid and let it push back.
Yeah, this hole is another one of those holes here at Coachman that has the 2 primary lines with the 1 tree right in the center that Charlie's passing here. You've got the oh wow, that's going to be pin high. Charlie's going to have about 20 feet left. But,
man, if that hits any bit earlier, that's just digging in and you're throwing an up shot.
Josh taking that right gap. You can either take this right gap with something a little bit straighter, or you can take more of a flex and hyzer around to the left side of that big tree in the center of the fairway.
Yep, and that's the tree that you just have to be decisive and go around it.
Yep.
Either like Cam said, left or right, and Aleskey gets caught up. Trey's looking to flick this one right up to the basket.
It's an interesting play. You don't really see that many players throw the forehand, although the hole does kind of play towards that.
Oh yeah.
And Trey showed us how to do it, I guess.
And that's his more controllable Firebird. That's the Sexton edition Firebird, and that one, aside from the champion one, that one gets a little bit more glide, and you can get a little bit more of a straighter flight before it tails off at the end. And here we got Aleskey with another putt with a palm tree right in his way. Let's see if we can put this one in.
It looks like he's looking at some overhand shot, just trying to pitch it up to the basket.
Yeah, from here, you know, a 3 is pretty much the best you can get.
He actually put a pretty good run on that. That was really nice. We'll have that for 3.
Hopefully he can step out from that tree in front of him. There's Josh laying up for his par. Oh.
That's the tough thing about this hole. There's about 4 pine trees right there in the front of the basket
Wow.
that really create a nice wall. It makes those upshots that much more difficult.
That might be the worst roll I've seen on this hole.
Yeah. So Josh is unfortunately going to take a bogey on this hole.
Yeah, not what you want this late in the round.
Dustin cashes in his birdie.
Man, that wind was picking up too, and that's one of the benefits of those spin putts is they'll push through that wind.
Yep. Yeah, this is probably the windiest part of the course. This is where we start getting out into the open. Where we start getting out into the open a little bit for these next couple holes. And Charlie, money.
Mr. Goodpasture.
Just been fun to watch. It's been fun to watch all these guys. Trey looks like he quick putted that and cashed it in for 2.
There we go, Trey. That's the birdie I was talking about. Well, we got 2 angles.
Good putt from Aleskey.
I feel like that open thing should have something sticking out of it. Like someone's gonna make you walk, but you don't want to put something.
Josh is gonna tap in his bogey.
Wait, is that over here?
Very unfortunate roll, but you know, next time hit the gap.
Yeah, I think they should put it.
They'll shake that off. Charlie up to 11 under with 3 holes to play. Dustin not too far back, only 2 off. Hole 16. This hole's opened up a lot over the years. There was a humongous oak tree that sat in the middle of the course, and it did not allow that turnover or flick shot left of those little pine trees sticking up there. You'd have to take it right down the middle. And now this is the more popular shot. Just throw something out there up in the air and let it turn over to the basket, or take a sidearm through the same route. Charlie taking the ghost. Back in the day, if you wanted to take this shot, you'd have to throw over that tree branch that's hanging right over the basket right there, and you'd have to take it really wide. Champ used to throw his rock out there and have good results.
Yeah, it was a significantly farther shot. A couple years ago, they added those little trees that you see in the fairway. When they planted them, they were only about 3 feet tall. Now they're getting closer to 12, 13 feet tall, and it's really clogging up that center and making this...
It's good trees, though. I think it makes the hole better.
Yeah, I mean, just like a couple of these other holes, it really gives it 2 defined lines. You can take that inside sort of low ceiling direct shot, or you can take this high side flex shot out and around.
All right, we're going to see if Josh has a putt over here.
Yeah, he's actually in 17's fairway.
Trey pitching up. Here we got Charlie for a 2. Just a little bit left.
Josh just laying up, taking his medicine. This is one of the most heavily guarded greens here, because you have to throw that wide Anheuser shot. You don't get as much accuracy as you would.
Nice.
Ooh, good shot by Aleskey.
I don't know what Dustin was thinking right there. Did he think he had a doubles partner?
I think it just goes back to Dustin being aggressive all the time. I don't think he ever looks at a shot and doesn't think that he can't make it. I think he thinks he can make every shot, and I think we've all seen him make every shot.
Yeah, but that was a wildly aggressive sidearm that got some good stuff in the end. And here we go, hole 17. One of the easier point and shoot shots on the course. Funny fact here, me and Trey have a bet. He bet me $10 that he would throw 100 shots and be over 90% on a birdie right here.
Well, I'm gonna rat Trey out. When we played handicaps a couple weeks ago, he did not birdie this hole.
Yeah, and I told him I will bring a lawn chair whenever I want, and he could throw 10 at a time, and we'll be done in about 20 throws.
This hole is sneaky difficult. The real shot is either a hyzer flip up the right hand side or this sort of short flex that Charlie just threw. But these branches on the left hand side that hang down.
Yeah, they get in your head. It makes you let go early for some reason.
Yeah, it really makes it a much more difficult shot than it should be.
You see a lot of touch sidearms here too, little flex sidearms, Firebirds or overstable mids.
Yep.
And you might finish a little bit right, but you always have a putt. Fun fact: the local pro Willie. Wow, Trey.
Trey says, "Check this, Grant. I got your 90% birdie right here."
Yeah, I know.
Doesn't look happy about it though.
Only 89 more of those. Yeah, Willie, one of our local pros, Willie. He aced this off the root
Good
at a handicap as Josh knocks down a good circle's
putt,
edge
Josh.
putt. Yeah, that feels good. We're getting to the last hole after this one, and these ones have to fall. Dead center, jumping him to 12 under par with 1 hole to go.
Dustin with a little love there for his teammate.
For his CEO. He's trying to jump up to the pro team. Aleskey tapping out without even asking.
Oof.
Alexei's not one to mess with though. You always, if Aleskey wants to tap out, you let him tap out.
Yeah, he's a little bit too muscular for my take. Oh, Dustin.
That was for the digits right there, and he knows it.
Ouch.
Yep, that one's painful, buddy. But 9 down's still a pretty good round. I mean,
Look at Trey sneaking up to 8
yeah.
after missing a lot of putts in the last, 8-9 holes. He's quiet. Think if some of those dropped, he'd be right up there with Charlie. And here we go, hole 18, last hole. 318. The most popular route is that outside hyzer. There's a lot of trees to hit, but it's for a lot of people that hyzer route is just what's going to work the best. Charlie's going to take it with one of his mids and hits early. Champ Ken Climo takes a really cool route here. He's going to take the same route as Trey, but with a backhand rock. I think it's 8 time, and he just puts it on hyzer, and it just carries all the way down. As Josh throws one out there, skips up to about circle's edge.
Yeah, this is one of the few holes here where we got a little bit of OB, and Aleskey shows you guys how to do it right there. About 15 short. But there's OB probably about 15, 20 feet behind this basket. So you got to be careful when you're throwing this power hyzer, making sure that it checks up.
And there it is. That's Dustin right there for the digits. Let's see if he can redeem himself on that putt. That's Trey. Jump putts from about 500 feet.
That's ridiculous. That's just insane. If there's one thing we've learned, is that Trey is a freak of nature.
And this is Charlie for the 13 under par.
Oh wow, that's
gosh.
money. What a great round by Charlie. Birdie's more than half the holes.
Makes me hate him even more.
Bogey free. That's just very impressive.
And that's probably going to be your leader after round 1.
Yeah, I would assume so.
13's not, it's not crazy hot, but it's hot. It's what you want first round. If you're shooting 13, you are completely satisfied.
Aleskey picking up his 2 there.
Especially Charlie being the highest rated player in the field. He's probably pretty confident with his 13 down.
Dustin hitting double digits, shooting 10 down.
Yeah, shout out to Dustin. That was a pretty solid round.
Yep.
He left some out there, but definitely had a very solid putting round. And that's what he wanted. He even mentioned that in his interview. He said circle putts.
Yep. Josh cleans up his 3. Josh had a rough round, but still managed to come out with something pretty respectable. I would be surprised if he doesn't shoot real hot next round and get himself back up near the top.
Yeah, it's hard knowing that you've already dropped, eight strokes to Charlie, whatever he's at,
Yeah.
But Josh, like you said, Ken, with a 5 under, you're still in that range where you can still jump to a respectable cashing spot.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a lot of these guys' goals, but that's what we got right there. That's our round 1, It looks like we're probably going to have Charlie and Dustin on that lead card. Trey might be joining them. But yeah, some pretty good rounds. There's AJ right there in the gray shirt. He's the one who put up that CTP on hole 1. Sneaking a peek at the card.
5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3.
Alright, well, we're going to catch you guys for round 2.
8.
We'll see you guys soon.
10, 6, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'll want to check it one more time after you guys look at it, but they should be right. Thanks. Yeah.
So how'd round one go?
Pretty good.
Ah, nice. Good to hear.
I mean, I think 10's pretty good.
Okay.
Shut 10 down with double bogey and a bogey, so 13 birdies.
Nice.
Came out 10 down, yeah.
Nice. You need redemption.
Yeah, I
from
got a hurt
last year.
finger too. I got a slice right down the middle of my pointer, so I'm trying to battle that irritation, but I'm fighting through it. I'll make it through the all 3 rounds.
Okay, awesome.
Good to see you, Tim.